Every one of these models is a survivor of sexual misconduct. We attended the Me Too fashion show organized by French designer Myriam Chalek, who's also the creative director of a company called American Wardrobe. Prior to the Me Too fashion show, Chalek has organized two others, the International Dwarf Fashion Show and the Blind Fashion Show. Both shows have been touring the world for several years. At the Me Too fashion show, models walked the runway and then shared their stories of sexual misconduct, stalking, harassment, and rape. They were accompanied by men in plastic pig masks. A few days before the show, we caught up with Myriam at her office in Midtown. She was auditioning several young ladies for the Me Too fashion show.
So this is the board of some of the ladies that are going to take part to the Me Too fashion show. Among those girls, you have different kinds of sexual misconduct, you know. So you have rape, you have sexual harassment, you have abusive relationships, so you have a variety.
None of the models came from agencies. Instead, Myriam posted casting calls on Craigslist to find models, designers, and a few men willing to wear pig masks for a fashion show.
You know, when you run auditions for a fashion show, you take the measurements, you have them walk, you do a couple of fittings, and you ask them about their motivation. The twist here, the difference is that we ask them their story.
Can you give me more details? You say sexual assault, right? But that is such a broad terminology. Are you okay sharing with me your story?
Well, it was the day before Thanksgiving.
He would say certain stuff to me, all my friends would be like, no, leave him, he's not good for you, but I didn't see it.
And when I pushed him away,
he forced himself on me.
he goes, you feel like you're ready.
And would you call it as rape?
I would, yes.
But then what, so he raped you?
He raped.
That's rape. The girls that I have auditioned, the first reaction is not to go and report it to the police, but just silence themselves. How is that? Why? Did you go to therapy? Are you doing season?
I have not gone to therapy.
How do you find that? How do you heal? Would you say that you are healed, completely healed, or not yet? Or you will never get completely healed?
I personally feel like it's kind of like when anything traumatic happens to anyone, I feel like you're not totally healed. I feel like you learn how to live with it.
If your rapist, if your abuser was right now in front of you, what would you tell him? Would you slap him?
Tell him to go himself.
I would feel like just knowing that, you know, it's not your fault.
It's okay, don't worry. It's okay, that's fine.
To say that it's not your fault and that nothing is, that's okay.
Darling, it's like totally okay. Seriously. I feel like you are so strong. You are so strong, and you're gonna make me upset.
No.
You know, it's okay to talk about it.
During the auditions, do you function as sort of an advocate or a therapist?
Yeah, I don't have that pretension of being a therapist. I'm far from that. Being an advocate, yes, definitely. You know, you use whatever platform that you have to help others. Thank you, Cheyenne.
You're welcome.
You're so well spoken. I like that.
How do you think having a Me Too fashion show will contribute to actual systemic change?
The Me Too fashion show is not going to make things change overnight, but it is going to contribute in the way that we have more and more women that are coming forward and that are standing up for themselves. So okay, so we started with the little people, right? And then we did the blind people, but we're still doing it. The blind fashion show, the third season, is going to be in Dubai this year. So it's not like it's something that, you know, we're doing once and we're not doing it. We're really trying.
Continue.
Yeah, we raise awareness. Same thing for the Me Too fashion show. You know, we're gonna go to Europe and then we're gonna go to the Middle East.
Where's the line between supporting a cause and capitalizing on it? I wanted to ask Tarana Burke, the original founder of the Me Too movement.
People don't spend some time really trying to understand what it is before they say that they're promoting, quote unquote, the Me Too movement, then it can get into a really blurry area. It's not as simple as people try to make it. It's like, let's get a bunch of people together and just have people just tell their stories. That'll be great. And then what happens? Like, are they setting up some kind of support system for them? Like, when we encourage women to come forward and share their stories, it's to share their story in service of other people, but it's also to share their trajectory to healing. Those two things have to stay married together.
I've talked to the models, and the models feel like they're in a safe space to tell their stories, and they're excited to tell their stories.
Well, that's the most important thing. If they feel like they have what they need, then that's amazing.
Does it even matter what the motivation is of the brand or the person, as long as the people participating are getting something healing out of it?
I don't know. I think we always have to interrogate the motives. Interrogating it doesn't mean that it's inherently wrong, but we have to ask the questions.
Everything in this show is done pro bono. The mothers are not getting paid to share their story. They actually, they come and thank me, for giving them that platform and, being able to share that story.
I believe that the message is what I'm getting across. That's payoff enough for me.
I personally take this as a form of activism or a form of putting my story on a different platform.
It'll definitely send a message and reach so many people.
You mentioned that you might also take the show to Dubai. How do you think the American Me Too movement translates in a place like Dubai or in the Middle East?
Well, if we compare the position actually of women in the Western world versus the Muslim or the Arabic world, it is different. A woman is put in a pedestal actually in the Muslim world in the way that she's well respected, and you have very few cases, if you look at statistics, of rape or sexual assault. The Me Too movement here, in Europe and United States is really about the woman being, raped and sexually harassed and all that stuff. There is more about finding that voice.
Why did you decide to do a Me Too fashion show?
I feel a sense of responsibility. I have this fashion platform, and if I can use it to give a voice to women, then I must do it. It's like a duty.
I think standing here talking about this is so important, and thank you to Miriam and everyone for being here. And I'm really sorry to say Me Too, but I'm really glad we're doing something about it finally.